Hi, everybody. All right, we're Instagram straight flexing. Now we need to get our Facebook straight flexing. Hold on. Let me see if I can get my Facebook livers right. Let's see. This looks kind of grainy with this little speed up. Am I looking nice, golden huey? I love that Facebook gives me all these filters, but they're like white girl filters. I need some black girl filters. Let me see. Let me get this up in here. So we have a good show planned for you all today. It's a modified show. We did the first hour with a pre-streamed show from last week. I like this one. I'm liking this Facebook. It's making me look all bright and sunny. I need something to level it up. So today,
45 seconds.
We got 45 seconds out. We got a good show today, but I'm going to see if I can brighten this up a little bit more. Start live video. Oh, I need to brighten my face up. It's looking a little bit like I'm in Tales from the Crypt. There we go. Let there be some light up in here. God, it seems like it's still a little bit dark. What can we do with this? I don't know what we can do with this.
Okay, go ahead and reload it on your iPad.
Alrighty.
You want another song or are you ready?
Yeah, give me one. You know what? I think I want one more song. I'm just reloading my notes. I'm trying to get all my notes together, you guys. I like the sparkles that I get from the gram. I don't like my Facebook one. It doesn't give me any sparkle fairy. Am I missing out? I'm missing out on my sparkle fairy? Do I care? No. We don't have time to miss out on the sparkle fairy. We got to go ahead and go live. Let me see. Oh, yeah, because the microphone, headphones are working. Everything's working. Nay, test. I'm still. That, I love, is it Lizzo or Izzo?
Lizzo.
While I'm on my pre-show, I'm promoting the rodeo, the third annual George Ranch Radio, this Saturday, February the 19th. You have a lot of special guests. It's, $19 a ticket. It's honoring the Fort Bend County Black Cowboy legacy. And for those of you who didn't get a chance to go out to the Black Heritage Gala last Saturday at the George R. Brown Convention Center, it was fantastic. It was celebrating 90 years of Black cowboyness and the contributions that Black people have made to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo over the years. You already know that the original cowboys were Black anyway. Bill Pickett was Black. All those Black cowboys were the ones in charge of making sure all those cattlemen had all those cattle going the right way. You know how white people do. They go ahead and make all the money off of you. They bleed you dry like the plantation. So they turn the dude ranch into a plantation. You know how they do. They're never going to pay you what you're worth. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we support our Black cowboys. Go out there and support all the people out there in Fort Bend County at the the third annual George Ranch Rodeo this Saturday, February the 19th. That's another shameless plug. Like I said, honoring. If you want to become a sponsor, you can call 281-342-1256. Or you can email sponsors, that's sponsors with an S, at fbhhistory.org. You can get sponsorship packet available. All right, so we're going to go on our show. We have a really good show planned for you today. The first hour of the show, we already had a pre-recorded, but this hour of the show, we're going to be ready on the live. Hey, I'm going to hit you back in a minute. I love her. Okay, so let me go to my notes. Ay. It looks like people are having a hard. You know what? I'm gonna go from Kanye to Wendy Williams to Trey Songz. All right. So I don't know if you've been keeping up with all the news lately. Hi everybody. I hope you've been keeping up with all the news lately. But there's been a whole lot of news going on about the double standard and when it comes to the Olympics. Y'all remember Sha'Carri? She was the Black girl magic athlete who had the winningest time. She was the one slated to win the gold medal at the Olympics. And then they said, oh, she smoked a little weed, so we're not going to go ahead and let her run. And guess what? They let the Russian girl run anyway because she's white. I'm just going to go ahead and break it down to you. Because she's a white girl, she can do all the drugs she wants to and still compete in the Olympics. But leave it to the Black girl with the blonde hair and the gangster fingernails. They'll be like, girl, you're going to have to wait. That's how they do. Maybe we need our own Black Olympics. Is there a Black Olympics anywhere? We got the Paralympics. What we got for the Black people? Do we need to just pull out and pull away all the medals? Anyway. Okay, so here we go. Are we on? Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. It's so good to be with you on this second hour of my live show. We had a pre-recorded earlier first hour, so I got to let you guys in on a little bit of a background to my foreground. You know, this is American Heart Month, and where all the women across the country are saying, you know, their pink goes red. It's typically what we say in Alpha Kappa Alpha, in the Links, and Jack and Jill. We're always trying to shine a light on. Well, I have my own heart issues that I've been dealing with. I've been seeing a heart specialist for the last few months to get my heart regulated, to get it right. And, you know, I have a little bit of heart disease going, but we're going to power through that. So I had a slow morning starting out. So now my husband, being the supportive husband that he is, he has to drive me around everywhere, make sure I don't have a heart attack or stroke while I'm driving. So Eric Moore, thank you. Shout out to my husband, Eric Moore, and to all of you women out there, listen for the signs. If you got a little bit of tingling in your left shoulder, you got to go get it checked out. If you feel some heart palpitations coming on, go get it checked out. If you got a little bit of tingling in your jaw, go get it checked out. You never know the amount of stress that you're under. And just because you're not talking about it does not mean that your mind is not internalizing the stress that you're under. Now, I'm a lawyer of 20 years. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got I got 2 kids at home. I got a husband. I got a whole lot going on, but I'm always in tune with my health. And thankfully, and I have to say this, shout out to all my Link sisters, because I've been a Link for the past 12 years. And in our Links chapter, we're always talking about heart health during the month of February. And it was about 6 years ago where some of the Link sisters, some of the physicians in my chapter, they gave a talk about what the signs to look for. So a couple of weeks ago, I thought I was having a heart attack. Eric took me to the ER. I was not having a heart attack. I was having a heart episode. But that's led me to be with my cardiologist over the DeBakey Center, Dr. Quinones, to go ahead and make sure that my heart is steady, 80 as she goes, so it can keep on beating for another 100 years. Anyway, we're now going to go on to some better stories of the day. And somebody who's not doing so well on the heart connection is Kanye West, our resident worst thing to ever do when you're going through the divorce from your wife, where you are clearly on the losing end of the stick. Men out there, if you have been treating your woman wrong during the marriage and you feel like she may leave you, she's going to leave you one day. Yes, she is. Because that's what God is telling her to do. Get away from that crazy bipolar man that has a little bit of a drug problem. So Kanye West has been running down Pete Davidson on everything. He posted a picture of him from like the 90s where there was a photo of him and some super producer that was on Kanye's album. He put an X through Pete Davidson's face on the photograph, looking like a straight up simp. Yes, a simp. Yes, a stupid mark. Kanye, you showed your player card. Give up your black card, black man. You're no longer a black man. I don't know any black man would just go ahead and give up all of his nuts. But anyway, he crossed out Pete Davidson's face on Instagram. And then he refollowed Pete Davidson on Pete Davidson's brand new Instagram feed. So now he's refollowing him. But in the same time, since last week to this week, just last Thursday to Thursday, after he was saying that he and Julia Fox were having this wonderfully open relationship, after he showered her with a love bomb of all these thousands and thousands of dollars worth of high-end clothes, making her cover up her face and wear all this black makeup, making her look like Kim, when she never was going to look like Kim. She knows she don't have that body, yada, yada. Whether or not Kim bought it or not, Kim still got the body. So Julia Fox is now kicked to the curb. And what did Julia Fox have to say in response to that? Oh, I was never in love with that man anyway. Girl, I'm sure you were just in love with all those clothes. You needed to play that role because he put you on for about a good 3.5, 4 weeks. I guess they met on January the 31st on New Year's Eve. So that's when they met. So I guess it lasted all about, what, a month and 10 days? Good for you, Julia Fox. Take that wardrobe all the way with you. Kanye is now on there rocking down with Pete Davidson, acting like he's a fan, where he's not a fan. He's not a fan. And the photograph that he crossed out the face of Pete Davidson on, it kind of backfired on him. He also decided to play a game with Billie Eilish because Billie Eilish made a negative comment. You know, she did some passive aggressive white woman stuff when she made a comment about Travis Scott, saying something to the effect like, we got to make sure that when I'm at my concerts, she saw a fan that looked like they needed an inhaler out in the audience. First of all, with her raggedy butt, she could not see that somebody needed an inhaler at a concert with 50,000 people at it. Anyway, so she was faking the funk and using Travis Scott as her fall guy. So she said, we need to stop the show. Looks like somebody needs an inhaler. We want to make sure he gets the inhaler. The guy gets the inhaler. She said, because unlike some people, I want to make sure that my fans are all the way taken care of. Well, miss me with that bullcrap, Billie Eilish. You got your own issues to worry about because all your songs are about dying and suicide anyway. But she decides to throw some shade at Travis Scott. But Travis Scott is former brother-in-law to Kanye West. So what did Kanye do? He took up for Travis Scott just like he always does. So in his little cross-out picture of Pete Davidson, he went ahead and made a comment that the homeboy that was sitting there, the super producer that had already produced some of the songs on Kanye's last album, which was not the greatest album. It was like a 70% flop, but you know, a lot of people listened to it. This guy, he says, you're not going to be on my next album since I see you rolling with Pete Davidson. The guy comes back in a clapback on Instagram and basically says, Kanye, I don't care because you're a dinosaur anyway, and your album was trash. Well, says the producer who needs to be, let me tell you something about a producer. Producers produce, but they're not entertainers. So I think that the way that the producer should have gone was to take the high road and act like he never even saw the post. Instead, he decided to go ahead and have Pete Davidson's back, who I think only has like 800,000 followers, as opposed to Kanye West, who probably has 20 million. So I think that that's not going to play out very well. You have Bethany Frankel that decided to step up and say to her friend Kanye, get off social media. Stop talking about your divorce. Stop looking like a mark. Because at the same time, he says you don't need to go rogue amid your divorce. Hats off to Bethany Frankel for giving some sound advice. You know, Julia Fox is saying, hey, that's not my man anyway. Now let's stop talking about the Kanye drama, because that's always going to be there. We're going to have a lot more to talk about him until we see exactly how this plays out. But on Valentine's Day, he did send a truckload of Valentine's flowers to his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. So I'm not sure what she did with all those roses. Hopefully she donated them to a funeral home so that it could be able to be at somebody's funeral gravesite. But let's go ahead and talk about the plantation. It looks like Wendy Williams made so many millions for Wells Fargo Bank. I'm not sure what the estimated value of Wendy Williams' bank account is, but it has to be at least $50 million minimum, because that's what she was worth before she had her meltdown, before her husband decided to go ahead and start cheating on her with a thought and have a baby with a thought, and using Wendy Williams' money to buy a mansion down the street in their neighborhood, and then go ahead and blast it all over social media to cause Wendy to have a nervous breakdown in the public eye. People say Wendy deserved it. I don't think anybody deserves the downfall that they get. God is only the one that can say what you deserve and what you don't deserve. And vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Well, it looks like Wendy Williams is going to be on the fight of her life, because I think that maybe, just maybe, Wells Fargo, the plantation master itself, first of all, Wells Fargo is known for being one of the worst banks ever to do banking. They have paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in claims against people for defrauding them, for creating fake accounts for people, charging them for those fake accounts, and the feds have stepped in and made Wells Fargo's pay in the hundreds of millions of dollars. They set up offshore accounts illegally. They were having their own associates create these fake accounts to give them incentives to make more money. So Wells Fargo is one of the worst banks that you could ever bank out. No shade to Wells Fargo. You can try to sue me if you want to, but you already got sued by the feds. So everything that I'm saying is true. Well, Wells Fargo must be incensed that Wendy Williams is trying to pay her mortgage. They have now decided to step the F in to her financial prowess and say that they are stopping her from using her debit card, credit card, any of her banking. They have claimed that she is a, quote, incapacitated person who needs a guardianship. Yes, Wells Fargo has overstepped their bounds and needs to be sued. Now, here's the problem I have. Not any time in the history of banking have we ever seen white banks come in and try to take over white bankers' money. Okay? If anybody out there has ever seen a time where you saw a white bank go in and tell an entertainer or even a layperson, we don't think that you're spending your money right, so we want to go ahead and stop you from writing checks. We're going to just go ahead and shut your account down and have the court appoint a guardian to tell you how to pay your effing bills. I wish I would. Well, lo and behold, Wendy Williams got a lawyer. Thank you. And it said, okay, first let's talk about what this dumb bank attorney said. It says, quote, "We are concerned about the Williams' situation." This is David H. Pickus. He wrote on behalf of Wells Fargo Bank. He wrote a letter to the New York Supreme Court Judge Arlene Bluth requesting a hearing to determine whether Wendy Williams is sound enough to mind the continuing control of her own assets. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what they do on the plantation. They feel like a black woman if you're able to make $50 million or $100 million and have assets in a white person's bank, maybe all you black people out there that's got all these millions of dollars, maybe you need to pull all your money from Wells Fargo. I'm saying we need to hashtag boycott Wells Fargo. Take your black money elsewhere. Maybe you need to go to some of these black local banks. I know we got a black bank out here in Houston. I forgot the name of it. But we need to take our money out of Wells Fargo. If you're black and you bank at Wells Fargo, close your accounts. Hashtag close your account to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo means no good to come to you. So, but Wendy Williams says, Williams says that it is her hope that the bank's motion is denied. And quote, "Wendy wants the world to know that she strenuously denies all the allegations about her mental health and her well-being. She is disappointed about falsely circulated statements from an industry she has devoted her life to. Then Wendy says she is grateful for the love and the outpouring of support she has received from her fans, and she can't wait to get back. Here's what I know needs to happen. Sherri Shepherd needs to get her butt off the Wendy Williams show. She is the worst replacement that could have ever been on the Wendy Williams show. No dig to Sherri, but girl, you're a comedian. You are not a radio personality. You are not a TV show host. You are not a talk show host. You're a girl who's sometimes funny and sometimes your joke land flat. And I'm sorry, if you need to replace Wendy, you can replace her with me. I'll step in for you, girl, because I'll let the people get all the tea from a good perspective. And first of all, Wendy, you're my sorority sister, darling. I'm not going to let you fail. But we're going to go ahead and cut to a commercial. Y'all take all your black money out of white Wells Fargo. They mean no harm. They mean no good to come to black people at all. Take all your money out. Divest from Wells Fargo. Buy Wells Fargo. We're going to cut to commercial. How y'all like that starting off? Take all your money out of Wells Fargo. They just want to take your coins. I didn't see them taking Bernie Madoff's money out of the bank. I don't see them taking any of these rich white folks who end up going nutso when they go into the, listen, Britney Spears had her money locked up somewhere. And you know, whenever people start trying to have your money in your coins, basically, I'm sure what happened was Wendy probably said, I don't want my money with you anymore, boo. And I want for my financial advisor to pull all my $50 million out of my account right now and transfer it over to another black bank or to another bank in general. And Whitey didn't like it. They didn't like that. They didn't want to hear that. Wells Fargo was like, not you, Wendy. We're going to write a letter to the court. And I guess, you know what? This is intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress on a woman who is already supposed to be fragile. And I hope that the judge in the Wendy Williams matter sets a precedent and shuts them down from all the shenanigans they're trying to take her through. But we're going to go on to some other little bitty gossipy stories because it looks like Trey Songz is having a problem with the ladies. Every week it seems like I'm having a report on these black entertainers getting sued for rape. Yep. It looks like, Trey Songz is being sued for rape, and it's a $20 million. Does Trey Songz have $20 million? I mean, I don't know when these people are asking for $20 million. Is it because they're suing the insurance writer? I'm not sure, but he's being accused of rape in a new allegation, And I don't know. Maybe, just maybe these women need to sign a waiver. I'm going to give a little bit of legal advice to all of these entertainers out there. You need to have these thoughts and these tricks that go into your trailer. If you see a trick waiting for you at the hotel, be like, hey, baby, sign this waiver.
1 minute.
Sign the waiver, baby. I have people sign NDAs for me all the time. They still want to chatter, but they don't. And I'm going to tell you about something that's new on the horizon. Shout out to my girl, Amy Hampton, out there in Dallas. Amy. Oh, okay. I'm going to promote the rodeo again. I hope you all went to the rodeo event last week. It was 2,000 people at the gala last week, and I was there with my toothache. But I was there with my heartache. My heart was hurting, but I was there. So where's it going to be? At the George Ranch Arena in Richmond. Okay, my sister lives in Richmond. And do we have a link to the thing yet that we can share, okay? So yeah, Trey Songz, boy. He's only 37 years old. Man.
30 seconds.
Oh, she's a hoop star. A basketball player? Uh-oh. Oh, Dylan Gonzalez. Is that a girl's name? Wait a minute. Didn't I already report on this?
Mm-hmm.
There's a new lawsuit? I already reported on him, so she has something else to say about it?
You ready to come back on?
I'm ready to come back on.
It's 10 in the morning and it's time.
It's a new one.
Here is the top tea on It's Debatable.
It's not Dylan Gonzalez.
On 95.3 Jams.
Dang.
Ready? You're on.
All right, everybody, I'm back, and I want to do a shameless plug. The George R. Ranch 3rd Annual Rodeo honoring Fort Bend County's Black Cowboy legacy is on and popping. This Saturday, it's going to be at the George R. Ranch Rodeo at the George Ranch Arena at 10215 FM 6762 in Richmond, Texas. We have special guest appearances from Janae Chenier, Buffalo Soldiers, Bareback Champion, Harold Cass, the Southern Connection Dance Group, Iron Horse, Guest Ranch, DJ REM, and All Glory Honor Guards. They've got kids activities, craft vendors, food vendors, and entertainment. Ladies, barrel racing, steer wrestling, tied down calf roping, bull riding. Now listen, if you have ever been to a rodeo show, I implore you to go. Now, if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, you can call 281-342-1256, or you can email sponsors at fbhistory.org. That is the 3rd annual George Ranch Rodeo this Saturday, February the 19th, honoring Fort Bend County's Black Cowboy legacy. I hope to see you all out there this Saturday. Well, in other news, now here we go. Now, I've already reported on Trey Songz being accused of rape by this ex-Hoops star, and now it looks like there's another lawsuit. A new lawsuit is accusing Trey Songz of sexual assault for a brutal rape. I'm saying brutal because it was in quotes. A brutal rape was filed in Los Angeles on Tuesday. That's the day before yesterday. The alleged victim, who is another Jane Doe. Y'all know they love to say the Jane Doe, baby, but they love to put Trey Songz' whole name in there. She alleges in court documents, and this was obtained by Page 6, she is seeking $20 million in damages. I don't know if Trey Songz has $20 million, but if he has $20 million, does he really need to rape somebody, baby? I don't really know about that. The unnamed woman claims that she had casual and occasionally, now listen, here's where it gets murky. All you thoughts out there in rape land, come on now. I'm going to read this to you the same way Page 6 put it to me so you can put this in perspective. I'm so tired of these black men being under attack. This unnamed woman claims that she has a casual and occasionally a sexual relationship with Trey Songz, who's 37 years old, but alleges that things took a dark turn on March 24th of 2016 when he raped her anally. If you have children in the room, tell them to get out the room. They can't hear this. They probably know what anus means by now. The court documents state that she allegedly required and received immediate emergency medical care after the incident. So basically, he was like hitting it from the front, then told her to slide around to the back, and then he went out in raw dog. The court documents state that she required medical attention, and she claims that it took place during a party in West Hills, California. Now, the plaintiff alleges that his real name, Tremaine Neverson, turned into a savage rapist once they entered the bedroom. The woman allegedly screamed in pain and begged the singer to stop, per her court documents. According to the lawsuit, she arrived at Providence Joseph Medical Center Emergency Care Unit at midnight on March 25th and claims doctors told her she had severe anal tearing that could require surgery as a result of the attack. Now, the woman states in further court documents that she did not initially give police investigating the incident Trey Songz' name because she was in shock and fearing for her life. The alleged victim claims she suffered severe emotional distress, which she says has manifested as fear, anxiety, humiliation, depression, and other physical and emotional injuries and damages both economic and non-economic. A rep for Trey Songz did not immediately return Page 6's request for comments. However, the rep did deny all of the allegations to TMZ on Tuesday and accused the girl, now here it is, she accused Ariel Mitchell, one of the attorneys of representing the Jane Doe, of witness tampering in a separate court case. In the court documents obtained by TMZ, Trey Songz' attorney alleged that a key witness is in another $20 million lawsuit involving the accuser, Jahara Jeffries, was accused by Mitchell to possibly score a larger settlement. And then here goes Trey's lawyer. It isn't hard to see what's happening here. It's a shame for genuine victims of sexual assault. The allegations in this complaint are false. Trey looks forward to having the facts fully aired. The allegation is without merit and is a desperate attempt to shift the narrative away from Trey Songz' consistent pattern of predatory behavior. That's what the lady's lawyer says. And Trey Songz has a sordid history of attacking women, which now includes myself. Girl, bye. Okay, here's what I got to say. I'm never going to assume that the guy's telling the truth and the girl's lying or vice versa. I don't know what the facts are. But this woman had been screwing Trey by her own volition, which means voluntarily. For those of you who didn't study volition, you know it's your own voluntary act done with intent. Now, if you said I'm not an up the butt girl and he wants to go up the butt, well, just maybe you should have ran out. Maybe, if he didn't lock the door, maybe if you were so paralyzed, if you were getting it from the front and then he said turn over, there was some type of at least 33 seconds in there where you turned over. Once you're on all fours, if that's the way it went down, then possibly when you realize it was the wrong insertion point, if you've had that, I'm not an up the butt girl. All transparency. I've never been an up the butt girl. You know what? It hurts too hard to just do number 2. So why would I want to do anything that goes the opposite way? So unfortunately, there have been, just on a point of levity, my husband's in the studio today. He knows. He's the missionary style man. He gets nothing out of the ordinary. We're not doing any threesomes. We're not doing up the butt. We're not doing up to anything. So if you know, if it's the wrong spot and you're not an up the butt girl, you're going to let him know, oh, what are you doing back there? Get away. It doesn't take long to deny that. Remember last week's on the show when I reported that the girl was doing number 2 on the toilet, and she claims that Snoop Dogg came in there and just stuck it in her mouth? Well, I'm hesitant to believe that, because I'm not really sure that if you're doing number 2 on the toilet that you really want somebody to go ahead and stick a penis in your mouth at the time, especially if you're claiming that you have stomach issues. I don't know. It just seems kind of like nonsensical. So I really do want Trey Songz. I want Snoop Dogg. I want everybody who's been accused of all these lascivious acts. I want you to have your day in court. Don't be embarrassed, Snoop. Don't be embarrassed, Trey Songz. Don't be embarrassed. What's the rapper's name up there in Atlanta who he and his wife are accused of rape, and they finally dropped the wife from T.I.? Don't be embarrassed. You need to tell about what these thoughts are doing. We need to know all the nitty gritty of what these sluts are doing to get your attention. First of all, it takes a whole lot to get an entertainer's attention when you're at a concert. It takes a whole lot to get to the backstage. It takes even more. Listen, I've never gone backstage at a concert unless I was invited because I was talent. They want to take a selfie with me. But it takes a whole lot of effort from a thought to go from the audience of 20,000 people to be called out by the entertainer to come up to the stage, to the back curtain, and then for the henchman, the security guy, and the publicist, and the guy that's driving the truck to go ahead and say, hey, you show us what you got. Show us what kind of moves, because when the entertainer comes off the stage, he's going to want to see some action. What can you do? Like when you're running for office, you have a 30-second spiel. You got 30 seconds to say what you got to say to get in there and get out, to tell the people what you're going to do for the people. I was going to lower your taxes, give you universal pre-K, pre-K 3, pre-K 4, wipe out the college debt, make it equal pay for equal rights to work, all that kind of stuff. I could say my spiel in 25 seconds if I needed to. Well, if you're a thought on the show and you're trying to get an entertainer to bag you, you want to get back on that, you want to get on that party bus, and you want to get your name out there, then you're going to probably say, hey, I'm a triple threat. I take it in the front, the back, and the mouth, and up my armpit. You might even say some lines. Say, I've done a couple of porns. I don't mind if you videotape me. As a matter of fact, I'll do 3 guys at one time. I'll let you run a train on me, front to back, side to side, and I'll bring in my homegirl too. Matter of fact, my mama, she just lost all of her teeth. I can go ahead and get you. She can do you down from the front. She could say all of that in 10 seconds. And then be like, okay, you win. Who's next? So if you're a girl that's got to go ahead and give your 10-second spiel, that's what's going to get you into the champagne room at the strip club, I'm assuming. So that's what's going to get you on the bus, on the tour bus, to go to the next tour. That's what's going to get you in the backstage. That's what's going to get you there with Trey Songz and Snoop Dogg. That's what's going to get you to Bishop Don Juan, who is the biggest pimp that ever hit the United States of America. So if you got those guys that are saying, what can you do? They've already been with every thought, baby. They was with the Kardashians, honey. Can't nobody talk. They've already been with Amber Rose. They've already been with Trina. They've already been with Nicki Minaj. They've already been with the biggest butts in the industry. They've already been with some of the best whores that have ever whored. They've seen all the pretty kitties. They've seen all the pretty booties. They've seen all the injections. They've seen all the implants. So if you're just a regular girl who's just want to make with an entertainer, and you're saying you're having casual sex with Trey Songz, and that sometimes y'all are having sex together, well, there was some reason why he put you up on that stage. There was some reason why you're a dancer now. Because you know what? I'm sorry. Debbie Allen didn't get it on her back. She was just a true dancer. J-Lo did something. She ended up on the stroll, but she ended up on the red carpet for that Grammys with Puff Daddy, wearing that Versace dress, showing all she got with her big old booty. J-Lo has some DSLs. Y'all know what that means. I'm not going to spell it out for you. This is a 10 to 12 show. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that you see that's been put on today, they got there for a reason. Amber Rose is Amber Rose for a reason. Nicki Minaj is Nicki Minaj for a reason. Cardi B started off on the stripper pole, y'all. If you don't have your stripper skills up, if you're trying to be on a reality show, if you're on Love and Hip Hop, what's the name of the girl who did the shower rod scene? I don't really remember her name. She was up on the shower curtain rod with her man, and they were recording, acting like they weren't really recording, but really they were recording it, and now she's turned into a full-blown lesbian. So you know what? She decided to make a name for herself. And, you know, she was cleaning houses before she went on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Mimi Faust. Mimi Faust was like, hey, I got to be a star. I'm up here cleaning houses. I got my little maid business with Stevie J. Jocelyn Hernandez. You know, she went from the stripper pole to being like her own TV show. These girls in this social media craze are doing whatever it takes to put them on. So some of those girls who didn't quite have the DSL skill set or who weren't able to take it up the you-know-what as many times as possible, they're mad at the Kardashians. They're mad at the girls who were able to be put on. And so they're taking rapes from alleged rapes from 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16 with Trey Songz and say, hey, you raped me. I need that $20 million, pimp. But now in the days of we don't really give a care, after seeing what happened to R. Kelly and how we heard all the nitty gritty, baby, there's nothing that we could possibly hear. We saw R. Kelly pee on a minor and get away with it. We saw that he was sleeping with Aaliyah and her mama, baby. So when you hear about all of that, social media is the place where the devil is real. He's real. I got my social media page. I got devils looking at my social media, but I keep mine wholesome. I don't really show you anything. Plus, Sherelle posts on my post. Sherelle posts everything. And we're up in here with the Christians. You see, I wear my crucifix around my neck every day. Every time I do everything to let y'all know what time it is. So we're not doing anything lascivious on our social media, but a lot of you girls are out there competing with the uncompetable. Stop trying to be who you are. This is my lesson to you young people out there. If you're looking for your claim to fame, figure out what God's purpose is in your life. And whatever your purpose is, God's going to make sure that you fulfill your purpose. If you think that your purpose is something that it's not, you're not going to have any blessings from it. It's just not going to happen. You're going to be sitting around wondering why it's not working. It's not working because it's not your plan. If you can figure out what God's divine plan is for your life, you won't have as many problems. And you'll see that doors are going to open up for you just like that. Popping. It'll be like a revolving door of success. Success will be coming in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm not trying to preach to you, but what I'm trying to tell you is this. If you know what your purpose is, then you won't have to reach back in your past to see some guy you screwed from 20 years ago where you're regretting it because now he's a super duper megastar and he's not returning your Twitter calls. He's not responding to your DMs. He's not responding to you because he's already been there and done that. So at the end of the day, if you're out there trying to get new implants, get new butt injections, you need to be watching K. Michelle's new TV show that she got out. I watched the first episode. I thought I was going to die. It showed all these black women on there that got caught up with all these butt injections. And K. Michelle, their booties are turning all kinds of colors. They got implants that are drooping. They got butt implants that are flipping around. You have all these women with these deformed bodies. Just be your natural self. If you have a gift that God gave you, your gift is your brain. Not your body. Your brain dictates what your body does. Don't get caught up in the wrong thing because what will happen is you'll start focusing on the wrong thing and then wonder why you're not having any success. You have to think about what success is bred upon. Okay. And to those of you who are out there succeeding, if you feel like you're on the precipice of living your dream, this is February. This is the second month of the year. If you're about to live your dream, keep on with your dream. Give yourself 5 more months to see where you are and do your self-assessment as to where you are. Do we have a song that we can play about success and where the listeners can be out there and get some motivation?
We can do Fast by Sweetie.
We're going to play Fast by Sweetie. I want you to get some motivation during this next song, and then I'll be right back. You know, Sweetie had her own drama with her man, remember? Quavo was treating her like a Donkey Kong. She's like, okay, I got something else for you. She got a contract with McDonald's. She got a whole lot of coins coming in. She had to move on because she realized I can't let a monkey stop my show. And I hope that today's show will give you all some encouragement about how to live your best life because you got to make your next move your best move, whatever that move is going to be for you. I'm trying to give you some motivation today. We got a few minutes left of this show. I'm going to do the GOP for like 3 minutes. And to all the people. So there's a lot of people. There's when is the election? March 1st?
Yes.
March 1st is early vote. Is that early voting?
Early voting is till February 25th, and then election day is
March 1st. Is that the only day for election for the primaries?
Yes.
All right. I don't know anything about that GOP primaries. But there are a lot of good candidates out there that are running for office. And I wish you the best of luck in your candidacy. You know what? Here's how I view running for office. If it's your divine purpose to run for something, then go ahead and run. If you're running to I ran to make a statement. It was never my divine purpose to be the United States Congresswoman. I already knew that. That's not what God had in the plan for me. But I needed to run because I needed for people to be able to hear my point of view in an all-red Republican district where everybody had their blinders on. They needed to see a black girl talking that black stuff. You know, I let it go all the way black now. I'm a super duper black girl. I wear my black card everywhere I go. See, Saweetie came a long way. Her rap skills were not all the way up there. She was kind of a crappy rapper. She knew it. She went on Hot 97 and had an interview with Charlamagne the God, and he told her she was trash. And he ragged her out, and she said, I know it. I got to get my rap skills up there. I got to work on my craft. And that's actually what she did. And so now Saweetie honed her skills and came back stronger. And now it's hard pressed if you want to go a full day without hearing her on the radio. So at the end of the day, you got to say something about these women who are doing big things. But first, you got to divest from Wells Fargo raggedy butts trying to take black women's money like that. You see that? You see how they do us? I wish you would listen. I wish a bank would try to lock out my money. I was suing for everything they got. All right.
Come back with her, Here Come the Feds.
Here come the feds. Here we come. You want to play the teaser for Here Come the Feds? All right. So next week I've got Jolanda Jones, spicy Jolanda,
22nd.
and Danielle Bess. I'm gonna tease them too. Ah! Oh wait, I don't have the article up. Oh, there it is. Wait, I'm ready.
Ready? Okay, you are on.
All right, everybody, we're back, and I'm going to go ahead and enlighten you for these last few minutes about what you need to be aware of. This campaign season is going to be very, very raucous, especially in Harris County. This is a season where most of the GOP has decided to throw out a lot of the mail-in ballots that have already come in. Thousands and thousands of ballots have been put in the trash. They've gotten rid of the 24-hour voting. They've gotten rid of all the mailboxes where you can drop your voting cards in. They've done everything to stop the Harris County Democrats from going ahead and getting all their people reelected. And you know what? God don't like ugly, so he's probably going to let the Democrats win anyway. I hope he does. But here's some things that are happening around the country. You need to know. I'm going to go through 7 states who for the last 2 years since Joseph Biden has won, has done things to strip the Democrats. In Arizona, the Republicans stripped Democratic Secretary of State Katie Hobbs of the power to defend state election laws and transferred the authority to the Republican Attorney General, but only through the 2022 election in case the partisan composition of the office is reversed after that. In Colorado, Macy County Clerk Tina Peters allowed unauthorized individuals to copy hard drive images of election software, resulting in this information being shared publicly by election conspiracy theorists. Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold called this an unprecedented breach of security. In Florida, good old great state of red Florida, mimicking Georgia, the Republicans banned giving food and water to voters in line, along with making it harder to vote by mail, after more Democrats than Republicans did so far for the first time in the state's recent history. Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill in May during a Fox and Friends exclusive. All other media outlets were barred from the event. Of course they were. In Montana, the Republicans removed student IDs as a valid form of voter identification and repealed Election Day registration, which is disproportionately used by younger and Native American voters, some of whom have traveled 130 miles just to reach a polling place. And right up there in Pennsylvania, Stephen Lindemuth of Elizabethtown attended the Stop the Steal rally on January 6th that led to the insurrection. In November, he won a bid to become a local election judge, part of a growing wave of the big lie proponents who are taking over election administration positions. And right over here in great state of Texas, our old red state, Governor Greg Abbott issued an edict 1 month before the 2020 election, limiting the number of ballot drop boxes to 1 per county. Harris County alone has 4.7 million residents. So now we have 1 drop box for 4.7 million residents. In September, Republicans went further and banned all drop boxes in the state. In Galveston, the GOP-controlled county commission has adopted new redistricting maps that eliminated the county's lone district where voters of color are the majority, represented by Democrat Stephen Holmes for 22 years. One of the most flagrant examples of racial gerrymandering since the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act in 2013. In Wisconsin, wacko Wisconsin, Republicans have launched an all-out assault on the integrity of the state's election system with former conservative state Supreme Court Judge Michael Gableman, who admitted he didn't have any understanding of how elections work, launching a sprawling Arizona-style audit of the 2020 election, while other top Republicans have called for jailing members of the state's bipartisan elections commission and stripping them of the authority to oversee the elections. Republican State Senator Kathy Bernier tearfully said, quote, "We're in jeopardy of losing our republic," and called Gableman's review a charade to jazz up the base, but announced she was retiring after Gableman called for her resignation. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just told you 7 states, specifically in Texas, where we have 4.7 million residents in Harris County alone, which encompasses Houston, where there is only one drop box. I want to implore you to go out there and vote now. And early voting ends when?
Until February 25th.
Early voting has already begun, and it ends on February the 25th.
In Texas.
The election, that's in Texas. Election day is March the 1st for the primary challengers, the GOP and the Democrats. I want to make sure you all go out there and vote in your primary. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a precursor of what's going to happen at the November elections. I don't know who's going to win these primaries, but next week I will have Jolanda Jones and Danielle Best, 2 of my Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority sisters, who are running against each other for the coveted state representative seat long held for 30 years in District 147 by Garnett Coleman out there in the Black Mecca, which is known as 3rd Ward, which encompasses Sheila Jackson Lee's territory. And I've known Sheila Jackson Lee for quite a long time socially. And you know, when I was running for U.S. Congress, she did not support my campaign. And I'm an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman and a Link sister and her Jack and Jill sister. I'm not sure whether or not she's supporting either of these 2 Alpha Kappa Alpha candidates, but I'm going to be supporting both of them. I hope one of the seats goes. I hope one of them is able to win this Democratic primary, because we need an AKA up there to support Kamala. We need some Alpha Kappa Alpha women at the state legislature. And those of you out there, if you're an AKA woman under my voice, vote for the Alpha Kappa Alpha woman that you see that's running. That would be Danielle Best, and that would also be Jolanda Jones. Vote for your pleasure. I don't even live in the district, but I want to go to an AKA so we can have some more pink and green down at the state rep level. And you need to, if you're an AKA woman that's an elected official, please support your own. Go ahead and shout out and support your own. Don't send me anything. Don't send me anything supporting anybody who's not an AKA. Do you hear me? Now, yes, I have donated my campaign dollars to non-Alpha Kappa Alpha women, but I will not vocally support you because I got to make sure the AKAs win now, y'all. I am partial to Alpha Kappa Alpha women because as far as I'm concerned, they've already been properly vetted, baby. Because if you're in the first and the finest, you're in the very first Black Greek letter organization founded by and for college women, Black college women on the campus of Howard University at Minor Hall in 1908 on January 15, 1908, that I'm going to throw you my support. And when I see AKA women supporting Deltas, more power to you, but I'm supporting AKAs on my show. If you're an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman and you're running for office, give me a shout out. You can reach out to me on the show. But Jolanda Jones and Danielle Best will be doing a phone call in next week so we can see what they're going to say. Now, you know, I can't go to either one partially, but Zeta Mu is the chapter that I got my letters from, where I became an AKA woman. And Danielle Best happens to be my same chapter sister. So, you know, Danielle Best, I didn't cross at U of H like Jolanda Jones, but, you know, I got a little partiality to Danielle Best. And if you're listening, darling, y'all better be ready, because just because you're my sorrow don't mean I'm not going to go hard on the paint with you. You better be ready to answer those hard questions, because you better be coming with your platform. Be ready for the questions. And everybody, I hope you go out there and vote Democrat, vote Republican if that's your pleasure. If you're a conservative like me, vote for a state rep that's going to have your conservative values. I'm voting for conservative values at the state level. All right? Do what you want to do. I vote for Jesus. And everybody else, be good to each other. Pray to God. Be God-fearing and go ahead and vote. Bye, everybody. You got to vote for Jesus. You got to leave politics. Listen, you got to leave politics out of it when it comes to your soul. The last thing you need is to got to be like, now why you do that? I don't have an answer for some of the shenanigans that people do. But I do remember when Ed Young, when he was he's the Baptist minister at Second Baptist Church. And after the Democrats took over Harris County, Ed Young made a comment that got him panned by all the Democrats, where he said, well, it looks like Satan's party has taken over. And I have to agree. The Democratic Party is full of Satan's party. The Democrats have the transgender. We're for gay marriage. We're for abortion. We're for everything that's wrong. We're for everything that's not godly. So when I'm a Democrat, it's because I want to help the common man with my tax dollars. That's why I'm a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat because I'm for gay marriage. I'm not against it. I just don't have a say in it because God ordained marriage, and I don't know anybody else who can put a man and a woman together but God. So if you're married to another man, if you're a woman married to a woman, that's your own problem. You can deal with Jesus on that on your own level. If you want to have an abortion, that's your prerogative. I didn't have one. I went ahead and had my baby at 100 because I felt like God was going to bless me indeed, and he has. If you're a transgender woman trying to do some body dysmorphia, trying to change up your body, and you got the Democrats feeling like transgenderism is okay, well, that's a Satan thing to me too. So I'm all kinds of judgmental when it comes to that, because I'm not judging you, but I'm just saying for me and the way I do my politics, I vote for God. And it seems like the Republicans, they're racist. Yeah, they got a lot of racists in them, but I got a lot of Republican friends that aren't racist. So I will be supporting a lot of these Republican candidates that are running for state rep positions, except for when it comes to the Garnett-Coleman district, I'll be voting for a black candidate. I'll be voting for my Saras. I mean, it's not my district anyway, but I'll be promoting them. So if you're an AK and you're running for state rep, hopefully you will vote your conscience and you will not get all down there at the state rep level and just start voting for the stuff that you know ain't right. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my minimized show today. I've got to go head over there to the DeBakey Heart Ward to go check myself in for a few hours to keep my ticker ticking. And so since my husband, hey, Eric, is Eric in here? Eric's going to make an appearance today. Come on in here, Mr. Moore. So my husband has had to take some... My husband is coming in here to take care of me and drive me around. Come here.
Hey.
My husband has to drive me around to all my appointments because I'm not well. And so since my heart is getting strong, he's got to drive me around so I don't have road rage and get myself a heart attack cursing out these dumb people driving. Anyway, say bye, Eric. Eric has work to do, so he's got to go back to work, and while I am running my media empire. Love you all. Have a great rest of your week. It's still on there. Let me hold. Oh, I got to do my freeze frame. You know how I got to do it at the end. Got to do it thumbnail. Let me go ahead and pretend we're back on the show. That was a good thumbnail that we did the last time.
Oh, definitely.
To the Fly Esquire, Nights of War on It's Debatable. Only on Houston's Home for Jazz.
All right, ready?
95.3 Jams.
Is this good? My face is shining because I put my oil moisturizer on here. My face show is shining. It's glistening.
Do a position for a post for Instagram.
For the gram.
Yes. We're gonna hold it for 15 seconds instead of just 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And then we're gonna
For
go ahead
Facebook?
and end this one. Say bye bye.
Bye bye, everybody.